We're going to do some experimenting with this guy in the Gazelle tent, the T4 Hub Tent, and see if we can make a respite area of where you could sleep inside the tent that's not going to be just burning hot and super uncomfortable. But if you can make just a small space within the tent that you can keep cool, that would be very cool. That would make it possible to actually go out and do some serious camping this summer. All right, step one of this experiment, set up the Gazelle. All right, we're gonna go inside. Show you how this is set up. Got some sand in here from the last trip. All screens, all the windows are open. No rain fly. This is how we initially want it set up, with all the screens open. We know between these points is about 6 feet. So if I want to create an interior room inside of this that's insulated, I need to somehow hang from the sidewalls. And I note that there is some space here, and the way this is on here, you could possibly put something behind these poles all the way around to use as a support to hold an insulated wall. All right. So what I've got here, this is a piece of 1-inch material that's like about 26 feet long. And I'll show you how I'm going to use that. What we're going to do is like this. I'll show you. We're going to go behind here. And we'll do the same thing over here. Finally, we'll go over here. And we're going to strap this right here. Pull it pretty tight. Not too tight, but you know, snug. Basically a 6 foot by 6 foot square we've created, right? So now, with that, we can hang something from there down all the way around to insulate the sidewalls. So I'll show you how we're going to do that. Okay, next step, we've got these blankets from Walmart. These are like the cheapest, I think about the cheapest blankets you can buy. But what you see here is the width of this blanket is like just right to hook on to our strap. So we're going to use these little clamps. I just got a bag of these things that I have around. Cheapo little plastic clamps. And we're going to line the inside of the tent with these blankets. And I'm going to grab this metal piece here too when I clamp this first one on. Just like that. Alright. We'll start this one from this bar. There. And you can see here where the door is, we'll have a flap where you can get in and out. Again, over that bar and over the strap. Okay, and there you have it. We have created a 6 foot by 6 foot cube inside the Gazelle. Now we're leaving the rain fly off because it's like extremely hot already outside, and if we had the top on this, it would be like 110 in here, and that's just crazy. And here's how you would exit. Right there. So now inside the Gazelle we've created another little space, and we're losing a bunch of space, but that's okay because there's no way that little air conditioner is going to cool this entire thing. We really just want to make a small space inside. It's somewhat insulated. During the day, we'll leave those sidewalls unzipped to allow the heat to escape. At night, we'll zip those up almost all the way, but we still want the heat to be able to escape. I'm not sure if that's the right way to do it or not. Anyway, nothing special, just the Gazelle and some blankets. Now, inside this little space, all we have room for, and all we want room for, is a bed, top priority. We have a little table and a little chair. Just kind of a space for a little bit of respite from the heat. Now, you'll notice, of course, the top is still screened. While we're setting this up, we definitely want to leave that open so that the heat rises out of here. It's almost 90 degrees outside right now, so in here it's actually pretty warm. We're not done yet with the top. When the sun goes down, the tarp will go on, the rain fly will go on, and that'll create an insulated top. But we're also going to hang a thin layer right at the top of this, right at this height. We're going to bring in another layer of insulation and see if that helps too. Next, we'll be hooking up the Zero Breeze. Now it is plugged in to the battery. We're running 100% just from the battery power. There's a hookup for the drain, which it's going to need because it's going to be pulling humidity out of the air. We're going to hook up our intake and exhaust for the compressor area of the AC. So we moved the Zero Breeze a little bit so that we could get the zipper, and we've got the drain right here. I'll show you. Got the drain, air intake, exhaust for the compressor. So we're not so concerned about the seal on the exterior, but we do want to have it so that we don't get any bugs in there. And we're more concerned with inside here having a good seal, and I think we can use a couple of these little clamps. So here we've got the drain, and that's going to be fine just like that. This is the air intake, cool air intake, hot air exhaust. Just making sure that gets the hot air gets blown out of the way. More like that maybe. Now I would consider putting half of that AC unit outside, but keeping in mind this is Florida and we have pop-up showers, we have pop-up major storms, and you really don't want the equipment outside. So if there's any way to keep it inside and a nice sealed, your whole package is pretty sealed. Matter of fact, may want that down a little bit so it doesn't gather rain. Okay, so what I have here is a indoor-outdoor wireless thermometer. This measures this outdoor temperature. This considers this indoor, that would be this unit here. Where this sits, that temperature. It looks like it was matching up. It looks like there's a degree different, just probably the way it's sitting. We're going to put this sensor inside the tent. Right now outside it's about 90 degrees, 88 to 89 degrees. In the shade, I should add. And you can see what we've got here. We've enclosed this little 6 foot by 6 foot area. Keeping in mind that the 2300 BTUs here should handle 40 square feet. This is 36. We're letting the heat escape here during the day. Once the sun goes away, we'll be tarping this and putting on the rainfly. We're going to take this sheet and I'm going to attach this at that 5 foot height all the way around. We're just going to go around, use the same clamps that are already there. A little crazy. So now we have this insulated 6 foot by 6 foot area. Enough room for bed, chair, table. It could obviously be neater, but for this experiment, I think it'll work. You can see we've closed all of the windows. Just let them crack, leave them cracked a touch. We're going to seal this up too. We've got the rainfly on, and remove the posts so that she covers a little better. This is the time of day when you've been camping, you've been out fishing, whatever you're doing. Now it's time to kind of calm down. It's about 6:30. Geez, that bird is loud. And the sun sets in about an hour. And that's when we want to be able to sit in a nice cool spot, get ready for bed, have a nice night's sleep. But it's not freaking hot. So let's take a look inside, and we're going to turn the Zero Breeze on. Now I just took it to a full charge. I'll check the time when we start it and see how many hours we can get of cool air and see if it would make it reasonable to go camping with this kind of setup. Let's see. So we've got the Zero Breeze. We're going to turn on the battery. 5 lights. I'm going to turn it on. We're not going to go in turbo mode. We just want regular mode. So we want that battery to last as long as possible. Venting is wrapped up pretty good and going out the back of the tent. Thermometer right there that will read from the outside. It's a wireless thermometer. We're cranking the fan at full power. I'm wondering, I think I'm going to take this off of here. Let's get out of here, and then we'll be back in like 1 hour. We'll check the temperature. Feels warm right now, but it just started. It has been exactly 1 hour. Looks like we are at 75 degrees inside the tent, and it says 85% humidity. It seems much warmer out here. It is hot and sweaty out. Let's go. You see the time is exactly 7:20. Let's go in the tent and see what it feels like in there. Okay, we're checking on the Zero Breeze. Looks like we're pushing out about 60-degree air. 5 lights for power. We're running at the middle setting, full fan. I'll tell you what, it feels really good in here. Pushing 60 degrees out. That if all right, we are sitting inside. It looks like we're down 1 light is all. 2 hours in, which is really awesome. It says we're putting out 58-degree air. It feels fucking fantastic in here. This is definitely a temperature you can sleep and be very comfortable in here. The trick is set the tent up late in the day. No need to have the tent up when it's just hot and the sun's out. You're just going to create an oven. I'm going to turn the fan down and try to keep that battery happening. So we're running at the middle range, back in 1 hour. It is now 9:20. It's holding at 74 degrees inside the tent. It's 80 degrees out here and 87% humidity. All right, we are at 10:20 in the evening. And we're still at 80 degrees out here, and it is warm, 87% humidity. Inside the tent, 73. Let's go check it out. We're at 4 hours in of run time. We're still running at the middle power setting. We have 2 blue bars left of power. I'm going to go to sleep mode and kick the fan to 2 bars. So we're at 73 degrees and here. It feels freaking fantastic. We're now in sleep, 10:30 or 10:20 at night. 2 bars of power left. Coming back in an hour and see where we're at. Hopefully we can maintain the temperature in here to that 73 to 75 degrees. It's really comfortable. It's nice. It is 20 minutes after 11. Oh, and we look like we're 75 inside the tent. 80 degrees out here, 87% humidity. All right, it is 12:20. Temperature in the tent, 76. Temperature outside, 80. It's almost 90% humidity. Ooh, it's nice in here. And we are blinking the last light. We got 6 hours of solid run time, and it's still running. I'm just not sure how much longer it'll go. So what we've learned here during part 2 is that the Zero Breeze at the standard setting, the middle settings, will last about 6 hours, 6.5 hours. We ran out at about 1:20, a little after 1 o'clock in the morning, which is really good for those kind of settings on that zero breeze. The problem is that at 2 o'clock it's still close to 80 degrees outside, and it's going to heat up really fast, and you're really only about halfway through the night. So if you've got external power source, or you want another battery, hey, no problem. However, the way I want to do my camping trips, I want to take the minimal as possible, and I don't want to spend the money on another battery. I also don't want to bring the Blue Eddy on an overnight trip, or a Jackery, or any kind of power source. I want to bring one full battery and be able to stay cool all night, and if I can pull that off, that would be fantastic. So in part 3, I think we found a solution. We're going to be testing it. It's going to be really interesting. It's a little crazy looking, but I think it's going to work, and we'll find out. So stay tuned and make sure you watch part 3, where we find a way to use the zero breeze and stay cool all night.
It's alright, it's okay. Chris is traveling today.
Oh yeah, baby.
It's alright, it's okay.